Hi guys, this is your host and host SUHAIL Mathur, best-selling author and co-founder of the Bookmakers Literary Agency, and I welcome you to a brand new episode of Superstars with SUHAIL. And the superstar over here with us today is someone who plays a very crucial role in the government functioning in Assam. He is an author who's not only written a best-selling historical non-fiction, but he's also written a best-selling true crime book. Both of them have been optioned for movies, and he's an authority on Lachit Borphukan, as he was also included in the official government documentary that was made on him. And he's also an avid cricketer, because that is where he is currently participating and practicing for an upcoming cricket tournament. So lest you feel that he's on some government exercise, he isn't. He's enjoying his day-to-day practicing for cricket. It's actually good. Maybe Rajasthan Royals could do away with Riyan Parag and hire you instead from Assam, isn't it? So welcome to Superstars with SUHAIL, Nilutpal.
Thank you. Thanks a lot, Suhail bhai. Hope
Cheers.
you're doing good.
I'm doing good now that I'm talking to you, and I'd like to welcome you to our show where the questions will be sharp and the responses hopefully sharper. So before I proceed, I must tell you that our interview has 13 segments, and you just need to promise us three things. Number one, that you'll be frank and honest. Number two, you will be quick and sharp. And number three, you need to be absolutely calm, and nothing that comes your way should shock you. Alright? So with those three things done, let's move to our first segment, which is called Pehli Pehli Baar Hai. So now, Nilutpal, in Pehli Pehli Baar Hai, I'm going to ask you 5 questions about your 5 firsts in life. And you have to respond very quickly and give us a quick background to your answer so that people are able to understand. And without further ado, here we go. Your first crush.
I would say Shilpa Shetty, frankly speaking.
Shilpa Shetty. Okay, and which year or when? How old were you when you had a crush on her?
I was about 7 or 8, and the movie that came out was Bazigar. So
right.
I liked her a lot.
Nice. Great. So obviously she didn't get to know about your crush on her. Otherwise, I think Raj Kundra won't stand a chance. But nonetheless, that is a good answer. And do you still have a crush on her though?
Yeah, I do have. I still follow her on Insta. I check her posts.
As long as you don't follow her in her real life, that's okay. So that's one. The second question is your first salary and how did you spend it?
Okay. My first salary was when I was working in the ship as junior engineer. It was about 30,000.
Okay.
And
which year was it?
It was in 2009.
Okay, nice. 2009, 30,000 is pretty good, yeah.
And I spent it in, buying stuffs and all. It went just, I accumulated 6 months of, this salary.
Yeah.
And came to shore, it just vanished within 2 months.
Oh, all right. No, okay, I mean, you earn to spend, isn't it? So no harm done over there. Your first vehicle?
It was a Maruti Alto.
Okay, and when did you buy it?
Actually, it was a collaborative buy with my father and my mother. I paid 20,000. The rest of the money they paid, but I used to drive it.
All right, nice. Your first literary memory or something you associate the world of literature with?
I would say when I was in class probably 8, I wrote my first short story for the magazine.
Okay.
School magazine. And after I submitted the story, the teacher editor, who was also our English teacher, she called me and said, you have written it yourself? I said, yes ma'am. And she said, it's wonderful, you should keep writing. So that was the first inspiration I got from her to write.
Superb. And that brings me to the last question from the first segment. How did the idea of your first book with the Bookmakers germinate? So now it's an interesting story, guys, I must tell you. So the first book that released was The Legend of Lachit Borphukan. The first book we started working on was the Rajkhowa Murders. So I think you can tell us, this is the question, about how the idea for the Rajkhowa Murders germinated.
Yeah, actually, if you remember, I pitched another book. It was a collection of short stories to you. And in just one line in that mail, I wrote that currently I'm working on a true crime story, and that got you interested, I think. And then you said, "वो सब short story छोड़ो, give me that, give me that true crime wala gist." And we spoke about it, and then the idea, you liked the idea, you pitched it to some producers and public.
Absolutely, no. I think, and the book has done very well. Of course, the Legend of Lachit Borphukan has been a phenomenal success. So many people have loved it, and so many well-known people have endorsed the book. Your book has like 5 endorsements from top most film producers of the country. And I think no one else can match that. But even the Rajkhowa Murders has a cult following of its own, and a lot of people have loved it, and it's a story that we have brought out.
Actually, we are not promoting Rajkhowa Murder as such, but still it's in top 100.
Absolutely.
Yesterday I checked, it was in top 100. So the book is still doing good.
Absolutely. So it has its own following, and it's performing really well. And of course, I remember when I pitched the story to the production house, they were like super excited about it. So I think when the movie version comes out, it'll be a lot of fun. So that brings me to segment 2, Nilutpal, which is called the Rocking Rapid Fire. So I'll be asking you 10 questions, and you have to answer them in a rocking manner and a rapid manner. So here we go. A movie you saw on the sly from your parents.
I'd say Bandit Queen.
Bandit Queen. Okay, alright. So uske naam hi Band It tha. That's why you went to see it. Before they banned it, you went to see the Bandit Queen. Alright. An Indian female author or someone from the literary fraternity you find pretty.
Rashima, definitely.
Alright. Commercial success or critical acclaim?
Commercial success.
Alright. Book launches or literary festivals?
Literary festivals.
Okay. Who's hotter? Girl in a sari or girl in a bikini?
Girl in a sari for me.
Alright. An Indian actor you would like to date?
Again, Shilpa Shetty.
Shilpa Shetty, of course. Naughty or nice?
Nice.
Nice. Alright. Movies or web series?
Movies, because these days I don't get much time to see web series.
Alright. I prefer movies too. An Indian book you wish you had written?
The Palace of Illusions.
Alright. Nice. Mind, body or soul? The aspect that impresses you the most?
I would say mind. A sharper mind.
Alright. That's great. So which brings me to the segment 3, which is called Pucho To Jaane. So now in Pucho To Jaane, what has happened, Nilutpal, is that an author from the Book Bakers has asked you a question. So not only do you have to respond to that question, but then you also have to tell me who has asked that question. Alright. So and this has a 3 idiots connotation as well. So if you're able to answer in the first go, you are like Rancho, Amir Khan from the movie Topper of the Class. If you answer in the second go, you are like Farhan, played by Madhavan, who's fairly decent, somewhere in the middle. And if you answer at the last go, then you, my friend, are like Raju, played by Sharman Joshi, clearly not an academic position you would like to be in. So without further ado, here we go, and a very interesting question, and actually a very interesting question also because of one of the answers that you gave. So the question, you just mentioned that you went and saw Bandit Queen on the sly, and the question that I have is, given a choice to go back in time and take an interview, whose interview would you take and why? Veerappan, Poolan Devi or Adolf Hitler?
I take the interview of Adolf Hitler.
And why?
Adolf Hitler because uh, I, I was in class 11 or 12. I don't remember. I wrote an article about it. So his public image and private image are completely different. He is someone who is a teetotaler. He is like so his image is different from the public image and the private image. So that's why it got me interested. So I want to ask him more about his life and his struggles and everything, so that I can understand him more.
All right. So that's a good answer. Now the question is, who asked you this? So I'll give you your three options. Your three options are: is it Antar Atreya, is it Priya Nayak Gole, or is it Prasoon Roy?
Prasoon Roy.
That is absolutely wrong. So Prasoon Roy is not the right answer. So you have two options: Priya Nayak Gole and Antar Atreya. Who has asked you this question?
So it will be Antar Atreya.
Heartiest congratulations, Nilutpal, for being the Sharman Joshi of the class, because the question's been asked by Priya Nayak Gole. Alright, so yes, that was indeed the trick question. So Priya asked that, and a very interesting question actually. So well done, and actually not so well done on being Raju of the class. So that brings us to segment 4, which is called Best and the Worst. So, very quickly then, in segment 4, Best and the Worst, I'm going to ask you a few of your favorite things and a few things you absolutely detest. So here we go. Number 1, your favorite dish.
Chicken biryani.
Alright, the yuckiest dish you've ever had.
Once I had a momo in Thela in one of the places in Gohain. It was yucky.
Okay. Was it something? Did it have something to do with the stuffing?
Yeah, the stuffing was kind of stale.
Okay. All right. So they should probably call their vehicle a Stela than a Thela, right? Because they were offering stale food. Okay. Your favorite film?
There are so many. What should I say?
Anyone?
Currently, my favorite would be. Recently, I saw one movie which I liked a lot. This one. I forgot the name. It has this girl. Then I forgot the actress's name also. She's kind of a spy who acts as a housewife. It's in Z5.
Yeah.
I like that movie.
Mrs. Undercover, starring Radhika Apte.
Radhika Apte, yeah.
So you can imagine how much Nilutpal loves the movie, because he neither remembers the name of the film nor of the actress. Okay. The best film and worst film of your favorite actor.
My favorite actor.
Actually, why don't you first tell us your favorite actor, and then
when I was growing up, Abhishek Bachchan was coming up in movies, so I kind of liked him when I was young.
He's my favorite actor as well.
It remained with me. So the worst one is Main Prem Ki Diwani Hu.
All right. And the best one?
Guru.
All right. You did mention your favorite film as Mrs. Undercover, but please let us know the worst movie that you've ever seen.
I once went and saw a movie by Sunny Deol called Tisri Aankh. I came out in it.
Oh yeah, I know. It had, I think, Amisha Patel also in it, right? It had something to do with spy cams and the world of pornography or something like that, So yeah, I remember. I saw the trailer, but yeah, the film unfortunately didn't do well. But as you mentioned now, it probably didn't do well for the right reasons. But moving forward, your favorite song?
Lag Ja Gale. Currently, I'm listening it.
A hit song or a popular song that you don't like or didn't like?
A hit song I didn't like is Kundi Mat Khatkale Raja Sina Andala Le Raja.
Yeah,
I didn't like it.
So basically, Nilutpal didn't like the tune of the song. He really loved the lyrics. Okay, so all right, Nilutpal. I was asking you. You had told us your worst actor or least favorite actor is Amir Khan, and my question was the worst movie of your least favorite actor.
Worst movie of my least favorite actor. I don't remember right now, but there have been some hideous movies. Yes,
Like at least one. At least tell one.
Frankly speaking, people say Andaz Apna Apna is a very cult movie, but I find the acting so overrated kind of a thing.
Okay. And over the top, maybe.
Yeah, over the top.
Fair enough. So I think they tried to make a ham comedy, so a slapstick hammy comedy. So then you have to. So instead of saying "Aur Nilutpal kaise hai," it invariably becomes "Aur Nilutpal kaise ho mere bhai." That's the difference that one sees. All right. Okay. So last question from the segment: the best thing about your spouse.
Best thing about as I said before, I like someone who has a sharp mind. She has a sharp mind, and she is very meticulous about all her her chores or her stuffs. And I'm a bit of a haphazard guy. I don't keep my stuffs properly, or she's my go-to person whenever I have to find something.
In fact, there is an uncle of mine. He is a police officer. He's also very careful about his chores.
Okay.
All right. A thing you would like to improve in your spouse?
Short temper.
All right.
She's a bit.
Okay. So well done. That brings a close to segment 4, and we come to segment 5 now, Nilutpal, which is called Dimag Ka Dahi. So in Dimag Ka Dahi, what I'd be doing is I'd be asking you a brain teaser, or just if I'm in the mood, I may ask you two. But you have to answer it very simple, fairly. So here goes your first question, which is Arnold Schwarzenegger has a long one. Michael J. Fox has a small one. Madonna doesn't have one, and the Pope doesn't need one. What?
Surname?
That is absolutely right. You already knew it. I could see from your face that you started with. Okay, alright. But since you've answered that so quickly, let me give you another question. And
could not be something we were thinking about. So I thought in another way.
Okay, but here's a very serious one actually. So a plane crashed on the India-Pakistan border. On which side of the border would you bury the survivors?
It crashed.
Plane crashed on the India-Pakistan border. On which side of the border would you bury the survivors?
Well, it depends on the people who are in the flight, from which nationality they'll be in.
Okay. So the answer to it is that, my friend, you do not bury the survivors.
Oh shit.
So that is the trick question over there. So well done, but you got the first one right, and the second one we had a lot of fun on. So well done. And now we come to segment 6, which is called Never Have I Ever. So in Never Have I Ever, I'd be asking you 10 questions, and we do it in a fun manner. What you need to do is, Nilutpal, you need to show us your 10 fingers, and you're holding the phone. You're holding your phone.
Yeah.
Okay. So once you show your fingers, then twice over. Okay. And with everything that you've done, you put your finger down. All right. In case you haven't done it, you let me know. I'll move to the next question. Once all 5 are done, we can then restart. Okay, and get to know what are the kind of fun things that you've done in your life. So, without further ado, here we go. Never have I ever stolen in a shop. Okay. Beaten someone from the opposite gender. Okay. Kissed someone from the same gender.
No.
Okay. made an excuse to not pay the restaurant bill.
Yes.
Okay. Stalked the profile of an ex.
Definitely.
Good. Got drunk at a party.
Many times.
Alright. Had naughty thoughts about an office colleague. Good. 5 done. You can again open your hand. Kissed in public.
Yes.
Okay. Used a pickup line to impress someone. Okay. Lied about your actual location to someone.
Many times.
Well done. So after a slow start, you have caught pace, my friend. I think the last seven questions that we asked, you had 100% response on it. So you have done some very interesting things in your life. 80%, 8 on 10 is great. So yeah, I mean, life should be interesting and fun, and you have done a few things over there. So great. And that brings me to my favorite segment, which is segment 7, and the segment is called Main Hoon Kaun. So Nilutpal, in segment 7, Main Hoon Kaun, I would be asking you about a personality, and I would be giving you 3 clues about that personality. So if you're able to respond in the first clue, or even the second clue for that matter, you will get a benefit that will help you as a lifeline for one of the future rounds that is to come. Otherwise, if you answer incorrectly, then you will, be penalized for that round, which is going to come.
Okay.
So if you don't know, you can pass, and in the third opportunity, you can obviously take a wild guess. There are no penalties, but no benefits either, right? So here we go with your personality. The first clue about your personality is: the eldest of 10 children, I was discovered by my mentor in a city of Assam, on which I have even named my only child.
Okay.
If you don't know, I can move to the second clue, because you will get a penalty.
Pass.
Okay. Having worked at the prestigious All India Radio, I eventually won a scholarship to Columbia University, where I met Paul Robeson, who taught me the use of the guitar.
Can I take a wild guess now?
Yeah, you can. If you get it right, great. If you don't, there's a penalty.
Gohain.
Alright. Let me ask you the third clue, and then let's see whether it was right or wrong. While I started my electoral life with a victory in 1967, when I got elected as a member of the Assam Assembly, my political life ended with my defeat in the 2004 Lok Sabha elections from Guwahati.
Then definitely it's Bhupen Hazarika.
That is absolutely right. So you've got it in the second clue. Well done. So you have managed to get yourself a benefit. So good response, Nilutpal. You can clap for yourself by doing this, because you can't do this since you're holding. Okay, well done. Okay, now we move to actually segment 8, which is very interesting. So segment 8, Nilutpal, is called Picture Abhi Baki Hai Mere Dost. So in Picture Abhi Baki Hai Mere Dost, what I would ask you is that, I of course have the option of asking about the legend of Lachit Borphukan also, but considering how the round is, I would like to keep everyone's sentiment in order. So we will talk about the Rajkhowa Murders, as you will know why. So my question to you is that if we had to make the Rajkhowa Murders into a movie, which in any case it is being made into, what would your cast be? Who would you like to cast as the judge, who's the criminal? Who would you like to cast as the eldest daughter? Right? And who would you like to cast as the police officer solving the case?
Okay. Yeah, either Nawazuddin Siddiqui or Manoj Bajpayee, either of them.
Alright, so that's actually a very good cast that you have, and also a very budget friendly cast, if I may say so. A lot of people might be. I'll convey this to the producer who's taken the right. But that's not how things work in our part of the world. So what I have over here are two chit boxes, and what I'd be doing is one has the name of actors, male actors, the other has the name of actresses, and what I'd be doing is that I'd be swirling them. You have to tell me to stop, and then I'll pick out 3 chits, and then you have to tell me which one out of those 3 chits would you like to retain, and then at the end we see what is the star cast that you've got. Alright, so it's a fun game. Let's start off with the judge. So you let me know when you want me to stop.
Yeah, stop.
Okay, we'll take out 3. That's 1. Okay, that is 2, and that is 3. So we have 1, 2, 3. Which number would you want?
Number 2.
The 2. Okay, so 1 goes in and 3 goes in. We'll see who it is later on. I'm just putting it aside. Now we come to the daughter. Sorry. Come to the daughter. So yeah, let me know.
Stop.
Okay, we pick up for number 1, number 2, and number 3. Which one?
Number 3.
Number 3. Okay, so 1 and 2 go back, and then we come to the police officer. Let's roll it again from the same list of heroes.
Stop.
Okay, that's 1. That's 2. 3. So 1, 2, 3. Which one?
1.
We put 2 and 3 back. So let's see what your cast is. Interesting.
Okay. Really excited.
It's actually a good cast. Good cast.
No.
But so Nilutpal, the role of the judge would be played by the one and only Shah Rukh Khan. Alright. So Shah Rukh Khan will play the role of the judge. The role of the eldest daughter would be played by the very pretty Disha Patni. Alright.
Oh.
So you have a good cast up your sleeve, Shah Rukh Khan and Disha Patni. And the role of the police officer, he's going to be the main draw. Everyone's going to come to see him. Because the role of the police officer will be played by Kamal Rashid Khan, KRK. So you'll have SRK versus KRK. You know, the battle of the Titans, Clash of the Titans. I'm sure people will love it. So it's an interesting film.
That's really.
It is an interesting combo in any case. Yeah. So, but a fun round, as you will agree. And that brings me to segment 9, which is called What Would You Do? So in What Would You Do, I would be asking you a few questions and you have to tell me what would you do if you woke up as Bobby Darling.
Oh. Well, I'll go for a sex change then.
Which is what he was also trying to do. Right? Okay. If Urfi Javed was your fashion designer.
Then I'd stop hiring her.
Oh yeah, okay. She herself barely wears anything herself, so yeah. Okay, if you became the Prime Minister for a day.
Yeah, then too I'll be like the movie Nayak you have seen. I'll be like that.
Okay.
एक दिन में पूरा चेंज करने का try करूँगा.
If Arjun Kapoor approached you to play you in your biopic, what would you say?
I'd say yes, definitely.
Okay. If you had the power of invisibility, what would you do?
Yeah, the only superpower I want is invisibility, and there are many things I can do. I can be a spy for the government. I can be, I can do various jobs. Some jobs which cannot be done by technical or the spy camps and all that can be done by me being invisible.
Nice. So of course, Nilutpal has shown what a true patriot he is by mentioning, some things that he could do for the government, spying for the government, but all the other things where the spy cats don't work, we have already envisaged what you meant. Ladies and gentlemen, remember his favorite, he loved the lyrics of Kundi Mat Khadkao Raja Seedha Andar Aao Raja. So that is where the invisibility is going to come into play. Okay. If your cell phone fell into the toilet,
It happened once. I took it out.
okay, all right. If God came in front of you,
I'd ask for 3 wishes.
if you were swimming and someone stole your clothes,
Then I'd have to come out naked. No other way.
all right. If you found yourself inside the big boss house,
That would be interesting. I'd be the calm one. I'd not fight with people. I'll be someone.
basically you will get evicted very soon.
Yeah.
Because the nice guys get evicted very soon out of that show, isn't it? All right. And the last one, if someone changed your gender,
Well, it will be someone who is very powerful, or who has magic, or who has superpowers. Such kind of a people can only change my gender.
yeah, but
So
what
in
would
that
you do
case-
if you found that your gender was changed?
I have to be, I have to find a way out to get back to my old gender, or
That's
else I
okay.
have to be.
I think what you can do is you can just start calling yourself Nilu. That's all. Just use the first one and just say, "Hi, I'm Nilu." That will be your new name. Actually, that's my bua's name, to be really honest. Her name is Nilima, but we all call her Nilu Bua. So yeah, that's how I remember it. It would be a good name for you. Okay, so now segment 9 is also done. Brings me to segment 10, which is called What Next? So Nilutpal, please tell us what can the readers expect next from you? What are you currently working on?
Well, I'm currently working on, as I told you, it's a short collection of stories which I'm working on, and the second thing I'm working on is it's a collection of horror, real life encounters.
Yeah.
So probably see how it goes. I haven't started working on it much. Only 1 or 2 chapters I've written. So hopefully by 2024 I'd be able to do some work on it.
Perfect. Looking forward to it. And that brings me to segment 11, which is called Joke Time. So Nilutpal, in
Okay.
Joke Time, as the name suggests, you have to either tell us a
Nilutpal.
joke. You have to either tell us a joke, or you have to recount a funny anecdote from your life, whichever one you'd want to do.
Well, I'm very bad at jokes.
So you can probably tell an anecdote, narrate an anecdote.
Not from my life, but from the life of a person whom I know. Is it okay?
Tell from your life. No, we are not interested in knowing about others. We need to know from you.
Okay. So then let me tell you a joke only,
Okay, tell.
because right now I'm not remembering any funny anecdote.
Guys, but he doesn't have funny anecdotes, but he has really spooky anecdotes. As he told me once, we were in a hotel, and at 1 o'clock in the night, he was telling me, all sorts of spooky things that have happened in his life, in his room, where he and his wife both happened to see some sinister presence. But yes, but right now is the time for jokes. Right now is the time for jokes or a funny incident. So please go ahead. Tell me the joke.
So it's basically about a person who works.
So I'll ask you one thing. Joke. Though you may be knowing the answer. So ladies and gentlemen, the question is that we were talking about Kundi Mat Khadkao, Seedha Andar Aao. So what does Nilutpal's wife say when he opens the door and enters it? She says, "Latch it." Because he's written a book called Latch It or Book It. So obviously, Okay, so now you can go ahead with your joke.
It happened to one of it's not happened, it's a joke only. In Mumbai, people they go out early for work at around 5:30. They return back at around 10:30, 11.
Sure.
So at times it happens that the children, they don't see their father for days together.
Yeah.
So the one person who works, who goes to office every day in the morning and comes at night. So once what happened, he forgot his lunch, and his wife gave the lunch box to her son and said, "You go and give it to your father. He's with train station." Now he goes and doesn't find his father because he has not seen his face only. He was standing just near his father and he was shouting, "Bhai, tum kahan ho?" And he said, "Arey, main yahi bagal mein hu." So that's the
nice. But the good thing is that he did get to eat the lunch, which is important, and a very important message that you gave, which is of urban chaos.
Yeah.
The fact that people leave at 5:30 and return at 10:30, and if, ladies and gentlemen, you're thinking why I'm being so profound, I am not. I just read that written on Nilutpal's t-shirt, and that's why I'm mentioning urban chaos. So as you can see, it's written over there. So I just correlated it. All right, that brings a close on segment 11 and brings us to segment 12, which is a very fun segment called Zaban Sambhal Ke. So now, Nilutpal, in segment 12, we have 6 tongue twisters with us, and from 1 to 6, and you have to say a number, pick a number, and I'll let you know what the tongue twister next to it is. Because you answered correctly, what benefit I can give you is that I have 5 which are pure Hindi ones. There is one which is Desi but is still English in pronunciation. So if you want, you can take that. Otherwise, it's your call.
Yeah, that I'll take that one only.
Okay, it's also historically significant. So since you have written about history, it will help you. So your tongue twister is Akbar ruler, lower roller. Akbar ruler, lower roller. So you have to say it. Akbar ruler, lower roller. You have to say it 10 times, but let's try with 5 first. Akbar ruler, lower roller. Go ahead.
Akbar ruler, lower roller. Akbar ruler, lower roller. Akbar ruler, lower roller.
Low. Very good. Very good. Akbar Lola. But I like your spirit, and that is what counts. So well done once again, Nilutpal, and you can clap like this for yourself once again. Okay, and with that, we come to the final segment of our show, which is called TBB Shoutout. Segment 13, TBB Shoutout. So in TBB Shoutout, what you need to tell us is that how has your experience been working with the book bakers, and what do you make out of the show Superstars with Suhail?
Okay. I can sum it up in one line. It's that if TBB would not have been there, I would not have been an author. That's because TBB, I knew how to write and I had some ideas in mind, but writing does not make an author. You have to pitch it properly, you have to frame it properly, you have to time your books, you have to promote your books. All these things matter a lot, and TBB helped me wholeheartedly with it. So thank you, Suhail, and thank you, TBB, for doing this for me and to many other authors who are indebted to you. Thank you so much. And
it's a pleasure.
This show,
we would love to carry on, doing the great work with you. So looking forward to many more books together. And yes, you were mentioning something about the show.
Yeah, this show. Generally, we authors attend interviews where the questions are like, "What about you?" It's all about the book and the author journey and all those things. But these quirky questions and interesting questions. This is a fun interview which I attended for the first time. Other interviews were all like, about the book and about the author.
Correct.
So liked it a lot.
Yes. In fact, that was the whole idea. That the reader should get to know a little more about their authors. Their personal likes, dislikes, and this is an initiative in that regard. So I think we had a fun blast, even though our connection was interrupted a couple of times, but that didn't let us dampen our spirits. And it was a fun interview. I think everyone will love it. So thank you so much, Nilutpal, for being a part of it, and thank you, the viewers, for watching this interview. I'm sure you'll love it. And I'll be back on Superstars with Suhail next week with another new superstar. Till then, take care. This is Suhail Mathur and Nilutpal Gohain signing off. Cheers.
Thank you. Bye bye.